Howdy everybody, it's time for cake. I've been kinda busy. As you can see, I've set up an entire another smeltery over here behind me, and I have to say that, well, I've already filled one of them too. Real quick here, just to show you what's going on. Over here, we've got iron, aluminum, silver, tin, and lead. And we've got more lead, and it will not finish melting because this smeltery is full to the gills. Now, it's almost out of lava too, which I ought to do something about. Actually, no, maybe it is. Yeah, it's out of lava. So it might not be full after all. I made myself an iron bucket, which is this interesting looking thing in JadedCat's mix pack. Let's try that on. Is it going to finish now? I don't think it will, because I think we're full. Anyhow, over here we've got copper, nickel, and gold. And those of you familiar with Tinker's Construct will recognize that these three are the only three that will alloy with everything else. By keeping these three separate, they will not alloy with each other, and they will not alloy inconveniently over here. Anytime I need to make an alloy, I'll just dump out an ingot or two of one thing or to other and move it over to the other smeltery to make just as many ingots as I need to do the job. Now, the other thing I've been doing is I went ahead and made some iron shears. And these make the whole dirt progression thing just so much less of a pain. Also, both of our apple trees are now working. So I have apples whenever the heck I want them. Well, not quite, but I have plenty of apples. It does make a good idea to go ahead and harvest them when you see them so that they can start growing a new one. Now, one thing to be careful about when you have a fruit tree like this is you don't want to accidentally shear that. So I always try to shear away from the fruit tree. Did I mention how marvelously effortless this was? I am not going to spend this entire thing shearing trees, believe me. But yeah, you know, it takes no time. Now, I don't get quite as many apples or quite as many saplings as I would if I were, say, using a crook. But at this point in time, that's not as important to me. Now, the other thing going on is I planted a spruce over here, and the reason I planted a spruce is I'm going to want some podzol. And podzol is made by taking spruce leaves, specifically spruce leaves, and surrounding a block of dirt with them. Now, just shearing that tree got me most of a stack of leaves, and to give you an idea of how much a difference this makes versus what we get from the saplings, I might have gotten 2 saplings from that tree, or 3, maybe 4. Instead, that tree lets me fill 5 barrels for composting. So we are getting a lot of dirt, and pretty soon I'm going to be doing a lot of farming. Now, the other thing we did is I planted a slime tree here, and I've harvested it a couple of times. As you can see, I've got some gelatinous slime and some slime balls and some spare saplings. So real quick, I happen to know there's a quest turn in for that slime. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Somewhere around here. There it is. Growing slimy. And it just wants 6 slime balls. We got that, so we get 16 slime bricks. I'm not 100% sure what to do with those. I've never really used them. I probably, oh, bouncy. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see how much trouble we can get into here. Okay, I don't see how that's going to be terribly useful. Alright, so back into the chest you go. Sorry, fellas. Now, the other thing I've done, and I've done this off screen. Man, that dirt's already ready again. I've been doing it off screen as I've been sifting a whole heck of a lot of gravel, and I've been hammering the results into sand, and then I've been hammering the results of that into dust, and that's how I filled up those smelteries. But sifting gravel, or anything, because we got to sift some sand and dust at one point, is probably one of the most boring damn things you can do in Agrarian skies. Why is the volume of every doggone thing so loud? Master volume is off. I shouldn't be hearing anything. I want to take it 25. Oh, that's much quieter. Nope. Let's try that again. Okay, that's much quieter. That's how I like it. Anyhow, I'm going to real quick tell y'all how to automatically make your computer do your sifting for you. Now, this is a little bit tricky, and it's going to require going into Windows. If you're on a Mac, I cannot help you. I'm sorry. There is probably a workaround for this kind of thing. And in fact, this is tricky enough, I'm going to have to pop out a half second and look at a checklist I got. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the control panel in your Windows system, which you can get to via the Start menu. Then you're going to want to go to the Ease of Access Center. At least that's what it is on my box, which is running Windows 7. Or what the hell? Am I running next? Hell, I don't even know what Windows I'm running. I'm so technical. Open your control panel. Go to Ease of Access. Click on Make the Mouse Easier to Use. And there will be a checkbox for Turn on Mouse Keys. You want to make sure that box is checked. Then there's another one, a button you can click that says Set Up Mouse Keys. And if you scroll down a little, you'll see a thing that says Other Settings. And you want to click the box that says Use Mouse Keys when number lock is off. And if you have set that up correctly, whenever you are sifting or doing anything else where you're just basically holding down the right mouse button, what you'll do is take whatever you're going to use in hand, go over to your sifter or whatever. You're going to go to your number pad. If your keyboard doesn't have a number pad, this will not work for you. But you're going to go over to your number pad. You're going to turn off the number lock key. And then, once you've turned off the number lock key, you're going to punch the minus button once, which tells it that you want to make the mouse right click. And then you're going to tap the 0 button, and that's going to just start it auto-clicking as fast as it can. And it will keep right-clicking on whatever you are pointed at until you click the right mouse button again manually on your mouse. In order to turn all that off, you're just going to go ahead and click the numlock key again, and your number pad will resume its normal behavior. But you can do that with a stack of gravel in your hand and walk away, get a drink, read a little bit, come back, and it makes things a whole hell of a lot less boring when it comes to sifting. So I'm going to go ahead and write all that down in the video description, and I'm probably going to go ahead and see if I can figure out how to put the word balloons up in here. But that's not what I want to spend this video doing. Hang on, I obscured my timer with my little list of what to do. There we go. We are 8.5 minutes. We can manage that. Alright, so one of the first things I wanted to look at is we need to do some automation. And we actually have the opportunity to get into automation pretty early here. The first thing I want to look at for that is this quest called Lumberjack. Yes, we are very tired of chopping trees down by now. And we can create a machine that will do it for us. This is a stone chopper. Now it says some redstone and a bit of stone. But actually, if we go look in here in NEI for our stone chopper recipe, it does not take any redstone. All it takes is 7 regular stone, a furnace, and a stone axe. Now this is the only kind of thing you can use normal Minecraft tools for. Y'all can't use a stone axe for chopping trees. It'll break on the first chop. Now we're going to have to put a Tycon hatchet in there to make that work because of that. But, that's real doable. Let me look at that again. Oh, we need regular stone, pardon me. Well, we need normal stone too, because we're going to have to make ourselves a couple furnaces to have this thing work. So I'm going to take those, and I got plenty of wood. Going to come over here, real quick make myself a couple furnaces. And then I am going to real quick make myself a couple axes. Wait, no, I need those. I need the axes for the recipe. I make the Tycon hatchet to do the real work of chopping, but I need the axes for the recipe. Is that right? That's right. Okay. There's that. And that's one stone chopper. And there's a second stone chopper. So that'll get us, let's see, that gets us 16 cooked salmon. We don't mind cooked salmon. Cooked salmon is tasty. But in order to use these puppies, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make ourselves a couple of Tycon items, a couple of hatchets. So I'm going to grab some flint. Only need 2. I'm going to go over here to my part builder and get the axe head out, give it a couple flint, make 2 axe heads, go over to the tool station, and I'm going to put in those axe heads, select hatchet, and I need another stick. Okay, well, there's one hatchet. Let me come on over here and make another stick real quick. Select hatchet, put the head in, put the tail in. There we go. We have 2 normal hatchets. Now, one of the things you got to know about these is, whoop, there went our slime tree. I have to chop this down, fellas. I'm sorry. It simply will not last if I leave it sitting here. It'll break, and I'll just lose stuff because it'll time out if I'm not paying attention to it. The slime trees just seem to decay with no rhyme nor reason. I have not figured out what it is about them that does that. Dang it. Okay, shears it is. Do shears work on this? Yeah, they do. Except now I got a leaf block, a slime block. Alright, that's not quite what I wanted. Well, let's see here. Sorry about this, folks. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Well, we got another saplings. We just hit our break even. That's good. There's 2 saplings. You can see how quick the leaves are decaying, even the ones that I don't have. Okay, no more crop. Gonna have to do it the hard way. Or no more crook, pardon me. Okay, that's interesting. I can jump higher on this thing than I can on the slime block that we got from the quest. Let me try that again. Whoa, bouncy. Maybe not. Okay, well, that's taken care of. Alright, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, you have to be real careful where you put these stone choppers to work. Because if they are near a fruit tree, because see, they're big enough that they will take out a giant tree like this. And in fact, we're going to set our first one up right here. And the problem is that this does have a right side and a wrong side, folks. You can see this side is kind of the side you want facing the tree. So you got to be a little careful when you put it down. Anyway, what I was saying is this thing will try to search above it for leaves in the area of a large tree. What that means is if I put one over here next to this tree, the odds are good that it will hack up parts of my fruit trees, which I do not particularly want to have happen. Also, right-clicking on your pick places dirt if dirt is next to your pick. Or stone, I imagine. I had not realized that till now. So, we got our chopper over here. And we need to feed it a hatchet, and we need to feed it some saplings. Not a whole lot of saplings, but some saplings. Whoop, we don't want it burning the saplings, dang it. And we want to give it some charcoal to start with, but oh, it will not. There it goes. Okay, so it is now chopping the tree, I believe. Let's look at that. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. It's chopping the tree, and it's picking up saplings. And it's picking up, as you can see, wood here, which I guess it's getting from the top of the tree. Where's that all coming from? Or maybe it's just kind of making wood. Oh, nope, it is. I can see some gaps. Yep, and there came another sapling falling down. So that thing's just going to town, and there's another sapling over here. And our tree is going to be getting smaller tick by tick. Now you notice it puts the wood in here where it can use it for burning to do more tree chopping. And it saves things like apples. We can come around and grab apples from it. I'm going to put the other one over here next to this birch. Just make sure it's facing the right way. Put a hatchet in there. And I'm going to give it some birches. And I'm going to give it a chunk of oak wood to start with. And it should start taking that tree down. That's real strange how it's not touching the main trunk. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but it's got 23 blocks of oak wood. So, up there it goes. Look at it now. Man, okay. It was taking out the top, and until all the leaves disappeared, I didn't realize how much it was doing. Okay, so we got some automation now. We got some automation here, chopping our trees, getting saplings, and there it goes. And you see it just planted a sapling. Is that beautiful or what? And over here, this one just planted a birch, but we can also see where it took off much of this tree right here. I'm going to use the shears to finish the job. But it does not take out this trunk for whatever reason. So I'm going to have to plant a new oak there manual. And it's taken out a little bit of this tree too. And you can see what's happened here. It's not meant, I think, for having trees that are this close together. So this is alright. I don't mind cleaning this up occasionally, a little bit of cleaning up work with the shears, because that means I'm getting things that I can compost using the leaves. The way it goes, I mean, it's going to get a bunch of saplings and stuff, but it isn't getting as many saplings as I would get leaves if I hacked the whole tree down. So I'm good with the way that works. I'm fine with that. And the next thing we're going to do, well, let's see what quest that might have opened up real quick once I get all this composting. By the time we do next episode, I'm going to definitely be showing you all a farm, because as you can see, I have a ton of dirt built up now. Alright, let's see what other deviltry we can do. Well, that didn't really open up anything new. So I'm going to go over here to auto mining. And what this does is it's basically creating another cobble generator. There's like 4 ways to create a cobble generator, I'm told, in this pack. I mean, we got the one we build ourselves, which is doing quite nicely. Though I need to top off the cobblestone a bit. So you can keep filling these a little at a time until they hit 8,000. So that's 8 buckets. So that's good to know. Let me see here. Get rid of what's left of this. You know, you'd think that I wouldn't be doing all this tree chopping on stage with now that I've got things automated, but I have to clean up after them a little bit, and so, yeah, tiny bit. And more apples. Alright, so, stone miner and a Cobble Gen upgrade. I don't want to get into the dolls yet. I want to kind of focus on automation this time around. We got about 10 minutes left, which is plenty. So this is going to work on the same principle. Except, and in fact, it's the same kind of build, except we need a stone pickaxe instead and a furnace. So I've still got plenty of normal stone. And I'm going to need enough for a furnace here. And in fact, I'm going to need to get myself some more cobble here. And that's plenty. Okay, so first thing I'm going to need to do, I'm going to go ahead and make myself some more sticks so that I can go ahead and make myself them picks. Oh, really? Okay. And then we're going to need to make ourselves a couple furnaces. And once we got those, wow, it's kind of behind the times. Once we got those, there's our first stone miner. I don't really need to make 2 of these. Why am I making 2 of these? I'm an idiot. Okay, well, I got a spare furnace. I'm sure I can come up with some use or other for it. I want to break these down, though, real quick. That's odd. I thought that was how we got slime balls. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I gotta break them with something particular to make them into slime balls. Anyhow, we now have our miner. So what's the other thing we needed? We needed a Cobble Gen upgrade. So let's go over here. Cobble Gen. There we are. Ah, now we're getting interesting. It wants a stone miner, a couple of buckets. I'm going to need a lava bucket and a water bucket. Man, okay, I hope it doesn't keep my buckets. I like my buckets. Well, we'll see what happens here. Make 1 more bucket for myself. Alright, now that I got 2 buckets, 1 for water, and 1 lava. And let's go ahead and top those puppies off. Okay, so let's see here. Stone miner, lava, water, and a lot of stone. Alright, there's that. There's that. There's that. And voila. Okay. Let's see. Oh, good. We got our buckets back. That's going to give us half a heart and 16 cobble. And all we got to do is stuff coal or charcoal into this, and it'll produce cobble automatically. Now, I think, I could be wrong, but I think I'm going to set it up over here, maybe. Oh, that's a Cobble Gen upgrade. So we do need to actually make the miner. I've never actually played with this because, you know, I had my own Cobble Generator and it worked just fine. But let's go ahead and make this. I need 1 more stone. Go ahead and make this because I want to see if it'll actually put cobble into an inventory. And even if it does, mind you, I got better ways of doing that thing. But I wanna play with it. I want to see how it works. Actually, let's pick that up again. Do you have a front and a back? No, you don't. Okay. Put you in there. Put the Cobble Gen upgrade in. Okay, and it's pretending it's got water and lava now, so let's give it some charcoal. I'm puzzled. It's not burning it. Does it need a pickaxe? Not ready. It needs a shovel. You gotta be kidding me. This experiment might not be worth the time, but we'll see. The other thing is that cobble tools are going to break almost immediate. Oh, there it goes. It's mining. It's making cobble, I guess. Not ready, need pickaxe because it broke. Yep, okay. Man, do I want to go through the hassle. Alright, what the hey. Needed to do this sooner or later anyhow. So we're going to go back to our stencil table. We still have some blank patterns. We're going to make ourselves a pickaxe head pattern. And then we're going to make a pickaxe tool binding pattern. And go over here to our parts builder. Drop the tool binder and the pickaxe pattern in there. And I'm going to use 1 stick to make a wood binding for for the binding, and let me see, I'm going to need to get myself just one piece of flint. All my flint's over there. Got plenty of flint. There we go. And there's our flint pickaxe head. We take that over here. We choose the pickaxe button. There's that. Give it a stick and the wood binding, and there's our flint pickaxe. Now let's drop that in here and see how she flies. Okay, so it's going to make one cobble. It isn't putting that cobble into... Oh, it needs fuel. I'm not going to give you too much fuel, mister. Okay, so it does not automatically... Good Lord, we got to sit here and click on it. I guess if I had a hopper, it would take it out automatic. Okay, this is a little bit much. I'm going to keep doing it just because I feel bad about wasting the coal. No, you know what? I'm going to stop doing it because I feel bad about wasting y'all's time. But I got a better solution for the cobble gen than this. I really do. I was hoping it would put the cobble into here, but no such joy. So I'm going to make a different kind of cobble gen, and we're going to do that next time because it's going to require materials that we simply do not have right now, such as redstone. To get redstone, I'm going to need to sift. I don't remember if it's sand or dust. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm just going to let that sit and see how long it lasts. I'm going to need to sift either sand or dust to get redstone, and we'll be able to make something that will go over to this cobble generator, and we will never need to mine cobble again because it will just auto-fill chests until, you know, all the live long day. It will just sit there auto-filling chests. Okay, let's see how these are doing, because it's probably chopped some more trees while we've been busy. Well, it's got 38 wood for us. It's got a bunch of saplings. This one has probably gone through 2 birches now, because it's got 9 birch, which seems like a lot for one tree. So let's see. We got a couple minutes left. Am I getting those apples? Yeah, I am. Okay. I'm not seeing them fall, so it made me a little concerned. I got half a heart. Gonna put that in there. I got plenty of charcoal. And I am going to put them taters in there. Put the charcoal over here. Okay. So let's see what other deviltry we can do. Hand grinding. Water from air. Workshop table. Millstone. Okay. That's interesting. Thought there was a thing, but I may be misremembering now. Let's look at millstone. Okay, so what it wants is flour, and it tells us mortar and pestle. So that's one way to get it. There's also a grinder you can make, but I actually think that's another quest. Hand grinding. Alright, so, you know, we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, except that the hand grinder takes many clicks to use, and the mortar and pestle is a 1-click thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the mortar and pestle trick. And to do that, I'm going to need, let me see, is it stone or wood? Let's check. To do that, I'm going to need a wood bowl, some planks, and a stick. Nope, or I can do it this way. This is the Pam's version. And you know, it's not being finicky about which one it wants. But I think this one can only be used with Botania leaves. So we're just going to do the Pam's version for now. Easy peasy. What did I do wrong? That's a mixing bowl. Okay, we can use that too. Ah, these are stone. I was right when I was wondering that. Pardon me, I'm going to just get that the heck out of my inventory. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and a stick. There we go. There's our mortar and pestle. Now, I don't have any wheat growing. However, I have taters. And you can make flour from taters, which is one of the reasons why I like them. They're very flexible. So there's our taters. There's our mortar and pestle. And that should fulfill that. And there we go. And that's going to get us 16 bread. Why isn't it giving it to me? Oh, because I got to pick one. I want a heart or a reward bag. Reward bags are iffy, but every so often you get something awesome. I haven't died yet, and I'm not planning on it anytime soon. Let's try the reward bag on and see what we get. Okay. I'm going to need another chest is what I'm going to need real soon. Okay, so for our reward, we get 16 red net cable. Okay, that's going to be useful down the road. Not immediately, but it will be useful down the road. I'm going to tuck it in there real quick. Now, we have just hit 30 minutes, folks. Actually, we've just hit 31. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Next time around, you can expect that we're going to be doing some gardening. And I'll probably try to see what else I can set up in terms of automation. I know that this is kind of automating, but I'm not sure if I got everything for it. And I know that this is some kind of weird crossbred furnace crafting table modular thing. I have never used it. I have never heard of it. I have never seen it, but it gets things like chargers and speed boosts and auto crafters and solar power. So we'll try that on, I guess. And also I'm going to want to go ahead and make a stone generator, and I think that at that point I can make a stone crusher, which will actually do things like crush cobble into sand, crush cobble into gravel, so I don't need to sit here. Or I can, wait, no, I do need to sit here. But there is, somewhere down the line, this puppy, an automatic sieve. And I need to get some Invar on for that to happen, and some Electrum, but that's no problem. I got all the ore I need. But that's going to need power, and I think the power that provides it is this puppy right here. Okay, y'all. Have a good one. Thank you for dropping by. I'm in the generic Steve right now, because for whatever reason, Minecraft.net is not responding, so I don't have my regular skin. Like it if you like it. Downvote it if you feel the need to. I can get the message. Either way, though, you make a clearer message if you leave me a note. Drop me a line. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you want to see. Y'all have a good one. Take care.